right, our next category, we have another award recipient, and we're hoping maybe he shows up a little bit later.
Now let's let John come up.
Okay, if John would come up and at least tell us a little bit about Jeff, and we can fictitiously present him with his award up here.
Well, I was thinking, as long as Jeff isn't here, maybe we should have a roast. That'd be fun.
Probably didn't know how to get here.
Does everybody know who Jeff Ock is? Okay, well, where do I start? Some might, I nominated Jeff, and some might conclude that he's one of my best buds. And that's really not the case. I might see Jeff once or twice a year. Because of full disclosure here, I'll let you know that Jeff, I didn't know Jeff, I'm sorry, I did know Jeff, he used to work for the Water Resources Institute. And if you're not aware, I'm with the Annis Water Resources Institute. Did anybody know that? He kept that a secret. He did. In fact, I knew Jeff was going to go places.
No, it's because he knew you, that's why he didn't want to stay.
Well, here's the thing. I offered him a job, and he kept running the other way. So I knew that at that point he was going places, right? He's taken a new job with the city of Montague. I'm sure everybody from this area knows that. But for years, and I'm thinking, I haven't had a chance to talk to Jeff about this, but I'm thinking was director with the Muskegon Conservation District for maybe as close as 15 years. Does anybody else know for sure? Well, anybody know about conservation districts? Well, it's interesting, okay? Conservation districts live in that world where you got the federal government up here, you got the local government down here, you got nonprofits over here, and they don't belong to any of that, I don't think. You know, it's like they sit in the middle. So, and I knew conservation districts because of my job and my experience. I knew a lot of them from across the state, and I knew the Muskegon Conservation District before Jeff. And it takes a special leadership in order to make that kind of thing work because of the situation that they're in. So most conservation districts tend to work to survive. Many of them work to get by, and that's never been the case for the Muskegon Conservation District when in the leadership of Jeff Ock. So you know how you make that happen, don't you? Write grants. Anybody here write grants? Yeah, okay, well you know. Okay, here's the thing. Writing grants is not easy and it's not fun, and it's hard work. And then the worst day comes if you actually get the grant. Because now you gotta do something. And now you gotta do all the things you promised you would do, like, you know, circle the moon 3 times, you yell out EPA every time, you know, something like that. So, if that wasn't bad enough, then Jeff so often worked with volunteers. How many of you work with volunteers? Everybody here is probably a volunteer, right? Yeah. Okay, well, that's a challenge. I mean, it's one thing to be able to pay somebody to come to work. It's another thing to be begging them to come to work. And he always did a great job. I always admired his being able to get the people there at the site, whatever they were doing, and get the job done. So I do admire Jeff, and I admire the work that he's done for the Conservation District. And then I look around at other conservation districts, and I think you will see the Muskegon Conservation District kind of stands out higher above all of them, okay? And I really think that's because Jeff has set the stage to make that happen. Now I'm just gonna read, I think, very briefly, if that's okay, the comments I wrote for the nomination. Jeff's work at the Muskegon Conservation District has been truly extraordinary. His leadership has resulted in renewed purpose and elevated professionalism for that organization, making it one of the premier conservation groups in the state of Michigan. Under his guidance, the MCD has planted hundreds, if not thousands, of acres of trees, participated in the management of critical forests, repaired numerous road stream crossings, developed important natural habitat, led countless communities-driven wildlife management efforts, worked in control invasive species, and has been an avid proponent and strong partner for water quality management. Jeff has always been at the table as a community wrestled for years with the delisting of both White Lake and Muskegon Lakes as areas of concern, doing more than most to accomplish stated goals. There have been few conservation projects in the Muskegon area that have occurred within the last decade where Jeff wasn't somehow involved, if not directly spearheading the charge. I have one example. That's okay. Do I have time for one example? I have one project that I recently worked with Jeff on, and I have to give a little preface here. I worked with a number of universities on what was called a mega model project looking at Muskegon River watershed, and it was the first time we looked at climate change as a driver for water quality concerns. Okay, and the real issue here is hydrology and the change of weather patterns and so forth. I won't go into that, but this was the first time that in my history, in my career, where we would, using this science, we were able to convince the EPA to spend money on a problem that's not really here now, but it's going to exist in the future. And the reason that that is so important is because what we're talking about, the solution to the water quality problems that we identified, is planting trees. How stupid is that, huh? I mean, that is such an easy solution. But if you're going to use that solution, you know, it's not little trees we need, it's big trees we need. And we're going to need them, you know, 50 years, 100 years, well, we need to plant trees now, right? So anyway, that whole idea was kind of a fundamental idea and a really an interesting one for me. And Jeff and others were part of that decision-making process. And the Muskegon Conservation District helped in planting those trees, okay? So this is the Muskegon River Watershed Assembly actually received this grant. It was close to $1 million. The support was provided to implement the best management practices that would protect soils, improve water quality, and stabilize local hydrology in the Muskegon watershed. The Muskegon Conservation District served as a critical partner in this project with the responsibility to plant trees and create vegetative buffers along high priority tributaries. So again, this is just one project. The MCD has in the last 2 years planted trees on 430 acres and created 27,625 lineal feet of vegetative buffer in the Muskegon River watershed. This effort is expected to result in pollutant load reductions of 1,569 pounds per year of nitrogen, 387 pounds per year of phosphorus, and 81 tons per year of sediment. That's a gift that keeps on giving, isn't it? I mean, those numbers are every year, and that's one project. If you go on their website, you'll see many, many projects in which they've been involved in, thousands of acres in which they've helped to stabilize. I truly mean, this has been an extraordinary thing for the Muskegon community. And with that, Jeff, congratulations.
Buckwheat Schultz & Associates Incorporated, investment products and services. For more information, call 799-9889 or 866-799-9889.
The Butterburger is made of just 3 cuts of fresh Midwest beef. Nothing more, nothing less. It reminds me of the good old days when we first opened Culver's. We would call up the butcher shop and we'd buy our beef from there each and every day.
You can't get any fresher than that.
Well, today we still get fresh beef into our restaurants. We don't skimp on the quality of our beef. So we got the sirloin, the chuck, and the plate. No fillers, that's it.
All price cuts, all well marbled for richness and flavor. And you put those all together, that ends up to be a very high quality burger.
This is where those 3 wonderful cuts of beef come together.
You can just tell that blend is working in there.
And we sear them, and that seals in the juices of the burger. And that's where that wonderful steak taste comes from.
It doesn't get any better than that.
You know, all our burgers are cooked to order, but that's a little different than most of our competitors. The Culver's Butterburger.
Craig, that is one great burger.
Welcome to Delicious.
ASAP Auto Sales, located at 2486 South Getty Street in Muskegon, offers a wide selection of reasonably priced used vehicles from cars and trucks to vans, SUVs, and four-wheel drives. With new selections coming in every day, ASAP's lot is always full, which means whenever you drop in, there's about 100 vehicles to choose from. With a wide selection of vehicles, both domestic and import, they have it all. ASAP Auto Sales, 231-830-9000.
Our next one is Sustainability Champion in the nonprofit category. Our nomination and award winner is Embrace Muskegon. So if that fantastic group of people would come up with their representative, and she can have the mic and explain everything.
Thank you. My name is Talia Green, and I was the nominator for Embrace Muskegon for this award. I run Embrace Books, which is a free bookstore in the NIMS neighborhood of Muskegon. And when I was putting this project together, I was looking for a nonprofit that I could partner with. And Embrace Muskegon was the perfect solution. They have such a passion for the community. Their goal is to strengthen and to help the people of Muskegon rise up through the programs they offer. There's a children's literacy program, they have addiction recovery. They work in the community to help people rise above with a situation where they are now. So I've been part of their group now for 8 months, and I'm very pleased with that partnership. I'm very excited that I get to receive this award on their behalf this evening, and hopefully we'll be able to work together to bring many more great projects to Muskegon. Okay, Embrace Muskegon. We're on Facebook. Our website is their website is under construction, but you can find us at facebook.com/Embrace Muskegon, and then my project facebook.com/Embrace Books. We would love to partner with projects that are already involved. We'd love volunteers for the projects that we work on. Big checks, trust funds, those kinds of things are also really appreciated as well. Thank you.
All right, at this time we are going to go to the Sustainability Champion Government, and for that award our nominator was Jack Kennedy. So, what, you don't want to talk? Well, your name's the nominator. So if Jack would come up and he can explain the Muskegon County Road Commission, their global road project. And he was all excited about the photos that are going through. There's some pictures of the actual road, so.
Well, if you get a chance to go out sometime, go out Apple Avenue, just about to Moss Ridge Golf Course, and take a left and go north, and you can travel this road. It's a neat project, working with Mr. Bauman and Michigan State in designing this portion of the road. Matter of fact, I think that was just it right there. We saved 4,000 tires, about 4,200 tires, not going into a landfill or somebody's backyard, collecting mosquitoes and using it for a breeding ground, and also having that big mess around there as well. Paul, if you'd like to come up and. Sure. Would you like to say anything more about what went on there?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm Paul Bauman. I'm the engineer for the Road Commission. Jack is the chairman of our board. And the board has encouraged us to seek new ways of doing business as our funding challenges, as I'm sure you're aware, in the road business are extreme at this point in our history. And so one of the things we've looked at is improved ways to make those paved surfaces that you drive on and rely on in your service. So in seeking out the Global Road Project, it wasn't, Global Road Project was a long-term need in that part of the county, and we were knowledgeable of the fact that that project needed to be done, and in partnership with Moreland Township and the Michigan Department of Environmental Quality, who is, of course, they're seeking ways to entice business opportunities for the reuse of, in this particular case, tires. And tires are a big problem in this state, and sustainable or reuse of that material that comes from tires. So, as Jack said, 3 miles of that road was done. We developed a modified asphalt binder that for use in that paving. If you drove it, you wouldn't know that honestly that anything was different there. Frankly, it looks like a road that you might drive on anywhere else in the community. But we were able to, as Jack said, part of the project was to recycle the existing road. So a component of that project actually is twofold in terms of reuse of material. We reused 6,400 tons of the existing asphalt that was already on the road in bad shape, recycled that into an improved aggregate base, and then placed 6,745 tons of modified asphalt that had a component of that was the 4,242 tires. That's our calculation, equivalent of 4,242 passenger car tires that were incorporated in there.
So you can tell he's the engineer type, he's got to have right down there, four tubes.
So that was a significant project for the community out there in Moreland Township that serves that agricultural area out there. The cost of that project for construction-wise was $613,000. The Department of Environmental Quality provided approximately 50% of that cost. So, of course, we are, as the gentleman mentioned before, we're always writing grants to seek out funds and look for opportunities, and this dovetailed nicely with the need as well as the opportunity to develop some new technology that we can use in providing better service to our community. So thank you very much for the nomination and award, and I accept that gladly on behalf of the Muskegon County Road Commission.
While I'm standing up here, I'll just tell you a little bit about the awards too. This is a recycled newspaper that's made with a phenolic material that's made from peanut oil, cashew oil. So it's neat stuff too. So.
Take that so you can see her.
Why don't you come on up here, Jennifer? Thanks.
Thank you very much.
City Glass and Mirror features glass for every purpose, servicing both residential and commercial. Their full-service showroom displays every aspect of what City Glass has to offer: handrails, closet systems, replacement windows, bath hardware, shower doors, and custom mirrors. They even offer auto glass and storefronts to see all they have to offer. City Glass and Mirror, located at 100 West 7th Street in Grand Haven and 631 Commerce Court, Suite 10 in Holland.
Benson's Drug Company, the home of Benson's Bottom Pain. Offering an expanded grocery selection, Medicare billing, and diabetes management and education. Benson's now features a Kodak machine, which allows customers to edit, copy, and develop their own photos.
Family owned and operated. For over 50 years, Arnold's Auto Glass has been installing windshields, side and back windows, mirrors, even laminated flat glass. They're family owned and operated. They're here when you need them. They're Arnold's Auto Glass.
I'd like to welcome you to Muskegon Area Earth Weeks for our Sustainability Champion Awards. We'd like to welcome you to the Book Nook and Java Shop and hope that you are enjoying the casual air of this evening. This is our 4th year presenting awards to members of our community, and I hope you came out and are ready to hear about all the fabulous things that are happening in our community. At this time, I would like to invite the representative from Alcoa to come up. They have graciously agreed to be our sponsors for this event. So without further ado, the representative from Alcoa will come up and give you a little bit.
Yep. Chris. Thank you, everyone. Again, my name is Chris Rohr, and I'm the environmental manager at Alcoa Helmet here in Whitehall. Just want to thank everyone for coming and thank everyone for participating and doing what you do uniquely to help out the county and this West Michigan region. I work with a lot of employees. We have 2,200 employees in Whitehall, and my main focus really is compliance. But my side job is to engage our employees to help us recycle, develop ideas, find ways that we can improve our company and improve our environment. So I just want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. Thank you for all the award winners, and congratulations.
Thank you. At this time, I'm going to do quick things of upcoming events for Earth Week and what's going on. If you have not joined our Facebook page, that is like the most fantastic thing out there to check out. We are roughly 1/3 of the way through all of the events happening. Most of you have received a fantastic little punch card. Tonight is a punch card event, so if you have not gotten a card, please see Joel about that, or if you have a card from another event, you can get it punched as well. The great thing about this, you need 2, and then show up to Earth Fair Expo on Saturday at Reese Puffer Elementary, and you can get your final punch, put your card in, and you're registered to win awesome prizes that day. So we encourage you to check out some of the other stuff. There is a rain barrel workshop at Weesey's tomorrow, an invasive plant workshop at the Muskegon Conservation District tomorrow. There's a native plant workshop on Thursday at Weesey's as well, and then on April 25th is Earth Fair Expo. Before that and during that is also the Recycle Yourself Blood Drive, and then at the conclusion of Earth Fair is the How to Ride a Bus that Matt's is putting on. And then if you have not gotten enough Earth Week stuff, on Sunday is the Muskegon Lake Watershed Cleanup. So there is still oodles of opportunities out there for you to make an impact in your community. So, now that I've given that spiel, we'll get on to honoring those that are here this evening. So our first individual is, our first nomination was presented by Mosey Darling, and he could not be here this evening, so Joel is going to introduce our first nominee and why he was nominated, and then we'll continue on.
Yeah, Mosey is a 14-year-old who easily recognized some fantastic work that a community member has been doing for years, 3-4 years now. What I love about this member of the community is basically he saw a problem, and he, rather than complain about it, whine about it, he just went out and did something about it. And that's what he's been doing. So for the last several years, he's expanded his area. Did need to say that he probably needs to wear a little device thing, so in case, something happens, he can call emergency, because he's out there all the time, more than once a week. What he does is he basically cleans up trash along the roads. So along Giles and surrounding roads, he just showed me a map a little while ago, and it's like he's everywhere, cleaning up trash. And we went out for a stage photo, and he just couldn't help actually picking up trash while we were doing a stage photo. So that's how good he is of a good community member. So so even when he was having some heart problems, he kept cleaning up the trash, putting it in his car, got back, before he was going to do anything about it. So, hope you don't mind me sharing that. But, didn't ask permission. But anyway, so I'm sorry that Mosey couldn't be here this evening. He's not feeling too well at the moment. But on behalf of Mosey, I'd like to present Ed Brown with the Sustainable Champion Award for Individual. Thank you, sir.
I just enjoy picking trash up. I just enjoy the work. It's fun, it's good exercise, and you get out there and you see the community. Had a lot of people stop and appreciate what's been done. People put dollar bills on their windshield wipers. And, so it's been a lot of fun. I really enjoy it, and I hope to do it until I see the good Lord. Thank you.
In the 150 years we've been in business, many things have changed. Our greatest achievements are rooted in the things that haven't. Years ago, the person you called banker was also the person you called friend. When it came to service, there were fewer layers and friendlier smiles. And banks earned the trust of their customers and community while working tirelessly not to lose it. At Independent Bank, all this remains true today. Sure, we've made advances that help customers bank more conveniently and more comfortably. But at the end of the day, we know that people really need a trustworthy partner committed to their financial goals, dreams, and aspirations. And we've been happy to be that partner since 1864.
A family-owned and operated business for 50 years, CNC Floor Covering and Supply offers installation, sales, and service of your carpets, vinyl, ceramic tile, and all of your floor covering needs. For more information, call 231-726-3378. Located at 974 Pine Street. It's CNC Floor Covering and Supply.
We're going to shift gears and move into the Sustainability Champion. The category is education. We had two schools that were nominated, and both will be recognized, so you can hear about the fantastic projects that are happening in schools. And this is something that is really important to a lot of us in the sustainability community, because this is the next generation, so we need to get them prepared and ready, and these schools are taking a huge initiative. So at this time, I'll invite Joel back up, and he will talk about Beach Elementary School and what they're doing.
Thank you. So Beach Elementary, if you remember, for those of you that attended last year, this was last year? No, 2 years ago. I can't remember. The Reese Puffer Elementary was recognized as an Earth Force and Green Team school. Well, Beach Elementary is another one that's doing the same project. So they're working with the Great Lakes Stewardship Initiative, where they've gotten some of their grant funding from, and learning to do different types of place-based education, which basically means getting your kids out of the classroom and doing stuff in the community, relevant projects in the community. They started last year with a small team of 2, and that team has grown tremendously just in 1 year because the teachers and parents and the community recognized how valuable and how important this is and wanted to get involved. So last year they started out, there's a park behind the school that has basically an old nature trail that some scouts worked on once upon a time, years ago. And they decided to create an outdoor classroom. They worked with Keene Lumber, the ones that actually nominated them tonight. The reason I'm up here is because there actually is a lumber buyers convention going on. So therefore Keene Lumber could not be here this evening. I realize we probably should have checked that. Being a lumber town, we should have checked those type of events prior to scheduling this. But anyway, so Keene Lumber was unfortunately unable to come tonight to present this award. But they were a partner that Beach Elementary reached out to and have graciously worked with them building benches last year for their outdoor classroom. and had donated materials this year for some of their projects, like bat houses. So the school has been doing a lot, creating habitats, creating outdoor classroom spaces, improving the school campus environment, and just getting these kids really involved and really looking out for what's going on. So the kids actually attended the rain barrel workshop last year to create rain barrels for their school. And now they're going to be doing a community garden and all sorts of projects. But anyway, it's just amazing. And Ann DeWitt can tell you more about just the enthusiasm of the students and the parents. They presented last year and again last night to the Fruitport School Board, and did a fantastic job with that. Really impressing this type of education. So all these, things that they have to learn, for all these standardized tests, well, guess what? They can be done in a more entertaining way than just textbooks and reading and daily tests and stuff. So getting out and doing projects, they cover all this stuff. And so they've done a really fantastic job. Jessica Vanderlaan and Ann DeWitt have been the lead teachers on this project. And again, they've expanded the team, and I want to thank Ann and Beach Elementary for the great work you guys have done.
Well, Joel kind of covered a lot of kind of what we've done this year, but one of the reasons why I kind of started doing some of the activities I did is when I was younger, I really enjoyed being outside and doing those types of things, and now it just seems like kids aren't outside enjoying nature like they used to. And once I started doing these things, if you could just see, like, it makes it all worthwhile. Like, it's extra work to build a outdoor classroom. It's extra work to try to plan building bat houses in conjunction with the middle school. But once you see like the excitement from the kids, it is so worth it. Just even building like little habitats and different things outside, bird houses, the excitement of seeing like animal tracks in our outdoor classroom. It's really exciting to see. So we do appreciate the grants we have gotten from Earth Force and Great Lake Stewardship Initiative and Keene Lumber, because without community support, we wouldn't be able to do it. And we've been really lucky because we've had lots of parents that have come and helped us as well. So it's been great. So thank you.
The Glenside and Northside pubs, from sandwiches, burgers, and Mexican food to starters, salads, soups, and desserts, not to mention their specialty pizzas like Hawaiian, vegetarian, chicken Alfredo, and of course their grand finale. It's the Glenside and Northside pubs.
The fresh and tasty deli located inside the Henry Street Health Hut offers a variety of options for every diet. Organic, raw, vegan, vegetarian, gluten, or grain-free. You can sample specialty sandwiches, or you can build your own wrapper salad by choosing from a wide selection of fresh meats, cheeses, veggies, and dressings. From gourmet soups to smoothies, shakes, juices, herbal teas and coffee to mouth-watering desserts, the fresh and tasty deli is here to serve you.
Whether you're a first-time jewelry browser looking for an extraordinary engagement ring, a couple celebrating your 60th anniversary, or you're just looking to treat yourself or mark an important event, Crothheim & Swanson Gemworks is proud to offer custom-made selections handcrafted in America. Silver, fine-colored gems, diamonds, and gold jewelry, as well as strands of lustrous quality pearls. From ring and watch appraisals to in-house jewelry design and repair, ring sizing, remounting, to a complete rebuilding, you can rely on them to keep your old favorites looking new. K&S Gemworks, Muskegon's community jeweler. Memories made one at a time.
Next school is the Pennsylvania campus of the Winter Sun School, and was nominated by Michelle Walber. So I know that the group is here. I don't know who's coming up to talk about it and who's coming up to receive it. So if the person that is the nominator that's going to talk about them would come up.
I don't think she's here.
She's not here?
I don't think Michelle's here.
Okay. Well, all right. I will read the little synopsis and then you can come up and accept and talk some more about this because part of the nomination, part of what stuck out to us as the committee was Reese Puffer Schools started the Winter Sun School. The students and staff have made a huge impact on the community. Just to let you know, I got sent like 4 different sets of photos for everything that they've done, and not one of the photos was a repetitive photo. They've done so much, and it was so hard to choose from. They get their students involved in a variety of programs that focus on stewardship and environmental impact. And their curriculum is highly rich in the environmental sciences. So at this time, if the Pennsylvania campus representatives would come up and we will present your award and you can elaborate on all the great things. And I had a really tough time. All those kids are so cute.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here. My name is Jamie Young, and I actually do several things. Number one, I raise children, and 2 of them are sitting over there, so thank you. That's one of them. Thank you, children, for your inspiration in my life, for sure. So the other thing I do is I own Winter Sun Schoolhouse, which is a private preschool, early childhood center in the North Muskegon area. But what I'm really here to represent, or who I'm here to really represent, is the Reese Puffer, Pennsylvania kindergarten program. And I was, it's kind of, some people are confused about what my role is and what RP Penn is and Winter Sun. Winter Sun is private. Reese Puffer, Pennsylvania Elementary Campus is a public kindergarten program that's paid for by public school funds, run by public school, or taught by public school teachers, and I was just hired to remodel that campus, oversee that campus, and write curriculum for that campus. So I kind of capitalized on that opportunity, and I designed a curriculum that is very social studies and science rich and environmentally driven. And I happen to have 2 teachers that support my crazy ideas, and we have built a greenhouse, an aquaponics system, 2 huge gardens, a chicken coop. Shh, don't tell anybody. Secret. Until we get kicked out. And our entire curriculum revolves around the earth and what we can do to conserve it. So D is not for dog, D is for dirt, D is for dolphin, C is not for cat, C is for compost, C is for continents. So we teach kids about real things which are easily absorbed by children's minds, and they absolutely love it. So having that said, I could say a lot more, but if anybody would like to come out and tour what we have going on out there, I'd be happy to share it. And Michelle Wahlberg she's the one that nominated us this year. She was the first teacher of my first child in Michigan, and I absolutely adore her, and she does a lot for RPL and the RP community in Rocket City and all of the initiatives that are going on there. And on top of all the green initiatives, my particular campus and some of the other Reese Puffer campuses are starting to get on the health food kick. So the Pennsylvania campus serves non-GMO food and organic food and locally grown food. And me and Grace caters some of our menu, and there's just a lot of great things going on. So I don't know, is there anything else you want me to say? Okay, so thank you very much, and again, I'm very honored to be here. So thank you. So I get a picture with you.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
We would like to thank you for coming out this evening. That concludes our stuff. You will notice there's an additional one up here. DTE was nominated and they received an award for their work in the home environment, doing their home assessments to make it more energy efficient. So we will make sure that they get that as well. we'd like to make sure that all the people here are willing to talk about their projects. There's some food up there. There's a cash bar. Stay as long as you want. Enjoy the chance to meet all these people in the community. They've had an impact, and we want that impact to continue on.
I would just say that same thing. Just I would invite you to talk to each other. Probably the most powerful thing about this gathering, no matter how small or large it is it's an opportunity to ask questions of each other. And some of the things that you've heard tonight, I know I have more questions now than I did before. But reading the nominations, it just hit me that there are things going on in this community that not everybody knows about. And whether it be an individual who's trying to make a difference in their neighborhood, or schools that are taking really young children and doing things that are amazing. So I hope you'll have a chance to talk to each other and share a little bit before you go home tonight. So thank you for being here.
Before you run off, we have to have the customary mandatory group photos. So if all the award winners could come up and stand on the steps, we'll do a couple quick photos and then we'll release you, and that's all you have to, do the rest of this evening. You can bring your award if you want, or you can come on up.
Bring your award. You guys all in?
This camera, look this way, smile. I'm gonna assume that works. I got a blink detector.
Established in 1973 by Paul M. Lattis, Lattis & Hoops Law Offices has been a multi-service law firm specializing in accident cases, personal injury, wrongful death, Social Security disability, divorce, probate and wills, and real estate. When it comes to choosing the right attorney for your legal needs, don't choose out of town, choose local legal counsel. It really pays. It's experience when it counts. It's Lattis & Hoops Law Offices.
The Most Wanted sale is now on at Langlois. Get FBI sale prices on the Most Wanted living rooms, dining rooms, and bedrooms, and the Most Wanted HD TVs and appliances. With FBI pricing and no interest for 1 full year. Only at Langlois on Henry Street, Muskegon.
Northway Lanes and Billiards, featuring Cosmic Bowling, 50 auto-score lanes, automated bumpers, 8 Brunswick pool tables, snack shop, and banquet facilities. With over 100 leagues to choose from, it's Northway Lanes and Billiards.
Locally owned and operated, J. Stevens Construction has been serving the West Michigan area since 1985. Fully licensed, bonded, and insured, they train certified technicians to install single-ply membrane roofing for residential, commercial, and industrial buildings.